All right, Team Spiritual, James and Justin back again with another music reaction. This time we're taking a look at Dax, and this video is a little bit older. It's like a month old, and we're a little late on this one. But I just never ran across it, and it came across my TikTok feed, and it was all about like what it's like to be a man. And I was like, and it sounded like a pretty good song, and I was like, wow, we gotta do like a reaction to this. Because sometimes we like to talk about deep stuff on Stay Spiritual, right?
What it's like to be a man. This is a pretty straight up reaction, authentic reaction from me, because I don't even think I know who Dax is.
Yeah, I just discovered him today, and if he's got lots of songs that are kind of like this, I'm looking forward to doing more of them. So this is an interesting one. Hopefully you guys like it. So let's just get right into it.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you...
First, like right off the bat, I was shocked by his voice when I saw him, and then it sounds like country music to me.
Yeah. And I recognize him, by the way. I do recognize this guy from something else. I don't know if he does spoken word stuff, like also, where he's just more talking.
Yeah.
But I feel like I recognize him from something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
You provide inside that home. Yeah. I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs.
That's a kind of interesting life. Unconditional life is for women, children, and dogs, but apparently not for a man. I think this video is kind of probably hits home for a lot.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. You look at there's some scary ass stats for men, especially middle-aged men out there.
Yeah.
Just bad stats for their mental health and stuff like that. But I want to get into that after we watch a little bit more about what's going on here and why that is.
Okay.
We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah. As a man, we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man.
So I think what he's doing here is he's kind of tapping into the daily life role, the grind of what it's a typical man, what it might be like, you know.
Jeez, bold move in this climate, singing about being a man, and then using white cis dudes. That seems like a bold move, man. Like first of all, kudos, awesome, props for doing that, because it's a real, I think it's something that gets overlooked, but you don't want to overlook that too much if they're the backbone of the damn country. Not just the only backbone. There's lots of people contributing, but it just seems like, you know, in modern times, it's like you're supposed to feel ashamed for being just kind of like a cis man or something.
The good thing is it feels like
from some people's perspective,
it feels like we've been moving in the right direction though with this type of stuff though, that like it's this conversation now is starting to come to the surface more. Yeah, it's been suppressed for such a long time. So I see this as a good thing.
Well, a lot of talk about it now. A lot of people have dads and brothers and uncles and buddies and stuff like that, and it's not nice to see them suffer. It's not like, listen, there's not I don't believe things just occur for no reason. Everything's kind of like a response or a backlash to something that was going on.
Yeah.
I believe for a lot of human history, it's been very important. You know, there's a couple of things that happen when you set high standards for men to have it together. It's like, one, it pressures you to not be weak. It's like, I don't want to be weak. I got to be strong. That is, if there's a choice there, it's preferable that you lean on the side of, I'm going to try to take on responsibility, not get rid of responsibility because I'm identifying as weak and giving into everything. I'm going to fight. You can fight through things in life, right? So it makes sense. And not only that, and not just that, but when you set the gold standard as like a strong man that can handle stuff and can take the responsibility, can take the workload, that makes the people that are already inclined to be that way be like superhumanly that way. It's like it's a standard that we're setting, right? But it's gotten out of control. If it becomes to the point where we lose our soul and people don't respect people who are, because everyone's in such harsh competition that we're not even looking at like people's needs, like oh, he's a man, he doesn't need to be comforted, or he doesn't need, ridiculous. It's like, I'm a human, I'm still a human, for God's sake. So
all right, well, let's keep her up.
It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health, then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man, you provide. They don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in.
Oh, got like chills. Listen, like the idea of like, going through all of that and then dying, and then that's when you're appreciated. It seems like that is like, oh God.
Yes. And I started off by explaining why we ended up in this situation. How we got to this place where we're treating men like that, or overlooking it. And it makes a good point about once they die, then you learn, then you're real sad because you realize how much they provided, right? The second half of that is, if we are entering into an age where there's compassion for men and there's a big push on getting people's mental health in check, that's good.
Oh yeah.
That's like a proper evolution. Is to a place where it's like, look, man, you don't have to suffer in silence. If you've got some kind of disorder, mental disorder, personality disorder, whatever your thing is, you don't have to suffer in silence. Let's talk about it, and let's, what's the good of all this, all these advancements that we've made if we feel like crap in the middle of it, if we've prioritized the things over the humans. Over how people's experiences of stuff. Does that make
Hell yeah!
What I'm saying?
We need to put a priority on this, with
and speak up
and balance, and speak up.
Part of it is men getting used to the idea of speaking up. I saw a friggin' horrifying documentary years ago about cops that have post-traumatic stress and what happens to them. This was a while ago. I don't know if this is the case anymore, but these people were essentially saying, you can't mention, you'll get help. If you're like, hey, I'm coming apart at the seams here, I need help. They would like run you through they would like adjust your duties, and essentially like you'd lose respect and stuff. Let's not do that anymore. Stop it. It's obvious, the manifestations of hidden struggles are apparent for all to see. So why don't we cut the middle game of pretending it's not happening, be able to admit it, talk about our needs and our desires and what we actually like want, so we don't have to just be sitting in our car fucking crying before we come in the house. That's not glorious. Let's not do that. This is an important song. It's good. But let's get to the point where we actually heal.
Yes, exactly. Learn from this.
That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Well, I really liked that song.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was a great song. I look forward to hearing more of this guy's stuff. And it's funny because the next one that came up right on the screen said "Dear Alcohol" on it. And I was like, oh, this guy totally gets into the hard subjects and starts. I love that stuff. So,
I'm telling you, I've seen him, but like in a non-musical way, talking about stuff. I think
like poetry or something.
Something like that.
It
I'm pretty
may not
sure.
be the same guy. I think I know
Maybe.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, great stuff. What it's like to be a man really makes me think about me personally. It made me feel extremely fortunate. For my wife and my situation. I bet you I probably cry more than my wife does. And someone might be like, what a bitch. No, I have a great relationship with my wife. I love my wife. And I just feel fortunate that I have that outlet. And maybe that says something about be careful, who you hook up with, or who make sure that you can be vulnerable to a certain extent with the people, the circles that you surround yourself in.
It's a good song. I think it's a good step in the right direction. I am definitely pro. Let's haul those skeletons out of the closet and talk about it.
Yeah.
And if it leads to tears, those are going to be the most valuable, precious tears ever. They're like tears of reckoning, like acknowledging the situation. Man, I hate this shit of. And I already explained why I understand people are that way.
Yeah.
I understand how we got to this place where it's like, be tough, you don't feel anything. I understand how we got there, but if you haven't noticed, this is the future. So let's evolve for God's sake.
That's
and
right.
let the chips fall where they may.
All right. And everyone, let us know what you think about this video, the meaning and all that stuff. And if you did like our reaction here, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everybody, until next time, stay spiritual.